What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to the CTE podcast. I'm your host, Andres. The CTE podcast is brought to you by Café Tres Estrellas. Café Tres Estrellas is a small batch craft coffee roaster that specializes in fair trade organic coffee. If you need a good cup of coffee, visit them at cafetresestrellas.com. And now that that's out of the way, let's get on with the show. So I'm outside today recording the podcast. I have a different mic set up, still trying to get that nailed down to see which one sounds best. So bear with me while I switch out my equipment the next few podcasts. I'm outside today. We had a good afternoon. It's Saturday, the 8th of July. Had a good outing to Whole Foods this morning or this afternoon. Went to go have lunch at local spot called Luna Grill. It's a Mediterranean spot. My wife is trying to get her health and fitness in order, so when we go out, we have to pick the best spot for everybody to get what they want to eat and fits into their nutritional guidelines. So it's a good spot to go check out. So today's podcast is on picking up a hobby to try to improve your wellness. And so when kids are little, and some grown-ups for that matter, sometimes if you want them to eat their vegetables, you have to come up with creative ways to disguise them. At my house, my wife throws them into the pasta sauce or into meatloaf, right? That way the kids don't recognize what they're eating. And they, say everything's delicious, and we get them to eat their vegetables without too much of a fight. Sometimes, yeah, you have to do the same thing with your self-improvement protocols. Some people have a hard time implementing them because they get hung up on the fact that they have to quote unquote fix something about themselves. One way to disguise this is to pick up a hobby that has the same characteristics of what you're trying to change, or what a new routine you're trying to implement. So let's say, for instance, you're trying to reduce your anxiety. You could start doing yoga. So there's a meditative aspect to yoga that can help you take your mind off what's making you anxious. So it's like kind of like meditating for people who can't sit still for a long time. Plus, there's a fitness aspect to it as well. So you can kill two birds with one stone, right? You can take care of your anxiety, and you can work on your fitness and balance in your body that way. It's a 2-for-1, so that's good. Or let's say you want to improve your fitness, but you find going to the gym and running really boring, right? I like going to the gym, but I really don't like. I mean, I've done running in my day, but I really didn't enjoy it. But I prefer to go to the gym. So, I mean, if you want to improve your fitness, you want to start exercising, but you don't like going to the gym for whatever reason, you could, join a recreational team, right? If you have a pickup basketball team in your area, you can join that. Or a lot of cities I know of, at least two around where I live, have a running group. So everyone gets together at a certain starting point. There's a leader of the group that decides, this is the route we're going to take, and depending on what your goal is, right, whether you're training for something or just for general fitness, they lay out the mileage for you and say, if you run to this point and come back, it's that many miles, and so on. So that you're getting your fitness in, right? So there's also a social accountability component to that to keep you motivated, right? You get to know the people there. You like spending time with the people, right? If your group becomes really close, then if you miss, right, you'll have people calling you and saying, what's up? Why aren't you coming out to run? So, in disguising or finding something that, so if you want to get in shape, you just go run around the block and you lift weights, right? But you don't want to do that because just doing that's so boring that you don't even want to start, right? But if you find something like this, like joining a yoga group, right? Joining a riding group, right, as a hobby. Um, you can go fly fishing with. If you want to relax, you find a group of guys, and there are ways on the internet now to find out all these things, how to do all these things, where to meet up with people of the same interest, right? So it doesn't have to be um, so obvious to you're tricking basically tricking yourself into doing what you want to do to fix what you find your issue to be, right? So finding a way to stick to your plan of self improvement could be as easy as picking up a tennis racket or going fly fishing, right? Finding tricks like this will make you successful. Being aware that getting to your goal, no matter how unorthodox your journey, is the most important thing when you're trying to become who you want to be, right? So you shouldn't be hung up on the task, right? Or what boxes you have to check off to get to where you want to be. The ultimate goal is to be better at the end, right? Regardless of how you get there. So that's the podcast for this week. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions or comments, you can, on the things I spoke about, you can leave them in the comments below, or you can email me at andres.thectepodcast@gmail.com if you want more information about the show or its sponsor, or if you want me to research or answer any questions that you have on changing things in your life that uh, you want to make better, you can email me at the same address. And thanks for tuning in. Please like and share us. Currently, we're on Stitcher. You can find us on SoundCloud. We're getting the final, touches or whatever. Waiting for the final email for iTunes. Like and share us with people who you think will benefit and enjoy listening to the podcast. And thanks a lot. And we'll talk to you next time.